Good evening and welcome to Stetson. I'm Chris Petruskevich. I'm the Dean of the Stetson University College of Law, and I'd like to welcome you to our 2017 College of Law Hall of Fame ceremony. To our Board of Trustees, our Board of Overseers, alumni, faculty, staff, and friends, thanks for being here tonight and for being here to be such an important part of our Stetson legacy. Tonight we celebrate the commitment of the ideals of distinction and service to two members of our Stetson family, welcoming them to the Stetson University College of Law's highest honor, our Hall of Fame. A committee of alumni, faculty, and staff and Hall of Fame members selected this year's inductees from a wonderful field of outstanding candidates. Both of our inductees are here tonight with their families and friends. And while we recognize each inductee with highlights of their outstanding careers and contributions to Stetson University just a little bit later, I thought I might start by introducing them. Our first inductee tonight is Louis Prats. He's here with his wife, Katie, daughters. That was an applause line. Daughters, Jessica and Jacqueline, and their son, Joe. Our second inductee is Leslie Stein. Leslie is here with her husband, Richard, and son, Mike. So Stetson was founded in 1900 as Florida's first law school, and we were the first law school to offer a trial advocacy class in 1902 and the first clinic in the 1960s. Our inductees and our graduates demonstrate what it means to be a Stetson lawyer, and that means an extraordinary commitment to our community, with last year our students, faculty, and staff contributing over 30,000 hours of pro bono service to our community. That's just fantastic. We are also home to the #1 advocacy program in the United States for 19 of the last 23 years. And since 1980, our advocacy teams have 5 international championships, 70 national championships, 80 regional championships, 46 state championships, 55 Best Brief Awards, 50 Best Oralists, and 5 Professionalism Awards. Pretty cool stuff. And for example, our moot court teams this year have competed in 2 national tournaments. And so far, our record is Stetson 2, the rest of the country 0. Our legal writing program ranks #4, and we've made national headlines for innovation in our veterans programs through our Veterans Law Institute. In fact, you may know that one of our faculty members just became confirmed as a judge for the United States Court of Appeals for Veterans Claims, Mike Allen. And our elder law program just finished the largest conference in its history, and the largest elder law conference in the United States. But the Stetson legacy is more than about numbers, because numbers and accolades don't happen without people. So tonight you're going to hear about 2 extraordinary people who truly illustrate what's best about Stetson. And there is no better person to tell you about what is best about Stetson than our president, Dr. Wendy Libby.
Well, good evening. I just told the dean I was speechless because he took my whole speech. But in a group like this, we are never speechless, right? One of the benefits of being part of the top advocacy school in the country is we always come up with something to say. I'd like to introduce you to 2 of my colleagues who are here tonight in regard to both Leslie and to Lou, and to honor them in this College of Law our two executive vice presidents, Dr. Noel Painter, who's also our provost, and Mr. Bob Hughes, who's also our chief financial officer. In addition to all these people that you've been introduced to, I just wanted to mention that one of our other trustees is Joss Magidson, who's here with us tonight. He had, I think it was eight wonderful years as chair of the Board of Overseers here at the College of Law. And Ben Hill, who is not here with us tonight, is the current chair of the Board of Overseers and is also on our Board of Trustees. I learned really early on from Josh Magidson when I was interviewed for this job over 8 years ago, and he said, "I'm just not a lawyer, I'm a Stetson lawyer." And it has been my real treat to understand the uniqueness and the professionalism of what being a Stetson lawyer means. Somebody who has been in an experience of academic rigor, enriched by ideals of the opportunities for global engagement and for personal and social justice. I was recently talking to an undergraduate at our university, and by the way, we had 14 undergraduate students come over here to start at the College of Law this year, probably the largest ever. We're really proud of all those double hatters. I was talking to a young woman just this week who's a sophomore in the undergraduate program. She's carrying something puny like a 3.84 average. And I asked her, "Well, what are you going to do after this?" And she said, "Well, I want to go to Stetson Law because my dream is to be an advocate for homeless people and for people who need justice in their lives." And I said, "You can find no better place in this country than Stetson Law." We take great pride in challenging our students to make their mark in the world and to leave it significantly better than we found it. And both Leslie and Lou have done that, and I applaud you for that. Our pride is reinforced with every one of your stories. Whether you be a student or a faculty member or alumni or staff, every one of you understands what this school is about and carries that pride everywhere you go. And so tonight we're going to honor two individuals who have significantly enriched the lives of so many, serving as mentors who set the standard for professional dedication. And we are thrilled to have the opportunity to celebrate you, Leslie, and you, Lou, with your dedication and to extend not just your work, but your work throughout the profession. You have lifted up so many people in your communities. So I appreciate the opportunity to be with you tonight. I thank the Dean for this invitation. I applaud all of you for gathering together to honor those among you. Thank you.
So as President Libby just mentioned, and as I did earlier, Stetson is all about the people, and there are a lot of special people for us to be able to recognize here tonight. So first, I'd like to recognize our previous Hall of Fame inductees. From 2009, Robert Downs. From 2004, Dean Emeritus and Professor of Law, Bruce Jacob. And Bruce is here with his wife, Ann. (2014) Hall of Famer, Joshua Magidson. (2013) inductee, James Martin. And his wife, Kathy. 2009 inductee, Bernie McCabe. With his wife, Denise. And 2006 Hall of Fame inductee, Lamar Woodard. I'm also delighted so many of our faculty members are here tonight. First is Associate Dean and Professor Susan Roselle. Professor Kristen Adams. Professor Jason Bent. And his wife, Shana. Professor Royal Gardner. And let's see if Mary can top that one. And his wife, Mary. Professor Charles Rose. A big part of our advocacy program, and thank you. And his wife, Pam. So please enjoy dinner, and I'll be back during dessert to start the rest of the program. Thank you. So please continue to enjoy dessert. And tonight we get an opportunity now to honor our two new inductees into the Stetson University College of Law Hall of Fame. So I am humbled to invite two new people to our Hall of Fame tonight based on their dedication and service not only to the Stetson University College of Law, but also to the community, and their service has literally spanned decades. So as I introduce each of the inductees, we'll present a short film and then invite them up to the podium for some brief remarks. So our first inductee is Lou Pratz. I'm sorry, Lou, they're not going to listen to this part. Lou is a double hatter, meaning that he graduated from our undergraduate campus in DeLand, as well as his law degree from the university and the College of Law. Lou serves as a member of the university's Board of Trustees and has done so since 2004, chairing the board from 2014 to 2017. He served as president of the Stetson University Alumni Association from 2004 to 2008, and as a member of the College of Law Board of Overseers from 2008 to 2011. Stetson presented Lou with both the Paul M. May Meritorious Service Award and the George and Mary Hood Award. Lou's wife, Katie, received her law degree from Stetson in 1983, and both of their daughters are Stetson alumni. Jessica received her bachelor's degree in 2010 and her law degree in 2014. And Jacqueline received her law degree in 2015. So I am a tax lawyer, and by my count, that's 6 Stetson degrees for the Pratz family. So as you will see in the film, Lou found the profession that he loves and thrives in, and is grateful for the experiences that helped not only to shape his career, but also for the family who love and support him.
Louis Pratz was born in Havana, Cuba in 1955. He and his mother, brothers, and sister left Cuba on George Washington's birthday, February 22, 1962, to join his father in Miami, Florida, where Lou lived until 1974. Growing up in a working-class family, Lou's parents and siblings always encouraged him to attend college and be successful. After graduating from high school, Lou had his pick of many universities and was scheduled to start at the University of Florida when a trip to Stetson University changed his mind. After visiting campus, Lou decided to enroll at Stetson. Lou believes that college literally changed his life. As a young history and philosophy buff at Stetson, Lou was inspired by his larger-than-life humanities professor, Kathleen Johnson, mentor Gary Maris, Professors T. Wayne Bailey, and Kevin O'Keefe. Lou became a proud member of Lambda Chi at Stetson. He still attends an annual fraternity celebration that began in 1985 with his closest friends. It was at Stetson where Lou met his future wife, Katie. Katie is a 1983 graduate of the College of Law. Lou and Katie have 3 children, Jacqueline and Jessica, both Stetson Law graduates, and Joseph, an undergraduate at the University of South Florida. When Lou graduated from Stetson in 1978, he became the first person in his family to graduate from college. Lou grew up watching Perry Mason as a child and dreamed of being a courtroom lawyer. When it came time to pick a law school, Lou again chose Stetson, graduating with his law degree in 1981. His first job after law school was as a litigation associate from 1981 to 1983 at Greenman, Rose, Stanton, Mastery, and Burton. As a young trial lawyer, Lou jumped at the chance to represent a death row inmate facing execution. Lou worked on the case of Oscar Mason for 14 hours every day for 2 weeks. He presented before the Florida Supreme Court just 1 day before his client was scheduled to be executed. In a 30-minute argument before the court, Lou won his case. The case of Mason versus State of Florida made law on whether a mentally impaired person can receive the death penalty. In 1983, Lou joined Blazing Game, Forish, and Smiljanich. Mentor Terry Smiljanich helped Lou establish his career as a top construction lawyer in the state. During the early 1980s, Lou became involved with the Stetson University Alumni Association, serving as its president for 2 terms. In 1990, mentor Mike Nectarlane recruited Lou to join Carlton Fields, where he exclusively practices construction law. He won one of the biggest judgments in a construction case in the Panhandle of Florida. Lou has been named among Florida's top 100 lawyers by Super Lawyers several times, and he was inducted into the American College of Construction Lawyers, an invitation-only national organization. He is listed among the best lawyers in America, Florida Trends Legal Elite, and in the Chamber's USA Guide to America's Leading Business Lawyers. Lou has served as a leader in several organizations, among them Habitat for Humanity, the American Bar Association Forum on Construction Law, the American College of Construction Lawyers, and the Tampa Chamber of Commerce. Lou was appointed to Stetson's Board of Trustees in 2004, chairing the board for 3 years. He served on the Stetson Law Board of Overseers from 2008 to 2011. Stetson presented Lou with the Paul M. May Meritorious Service Award in 2006 and the George and Mary Hood Award in 2016. Lou regularly speaks at commencement at Stetson University in DeLand and the College of Law in Gulfport. Lou believes that many people spend their lifetime treating life as a sentence, doing what they don't like. He feels fortunate to have found a profession he loves and to have had the unwavering support, encouragement, and loyalty of his family at every turn. Every day, Lou says that he feels privileged to work with outstanding colleagues at Carlton Fields. Louis Prats is now a member of the Stetson University College of Law Hall of Fame.
Our 2017 member of the Stetson University College of Law Hall of Fame, Lou Prats.
Well, I think I have the rowdiest table of anybody in the office for sure. I am truly humbled. Being recognized like this by an institution that has had such a profound impact on my life makes it very difficult for me to explain what this means in just the time that is allotted to me, which is probably a good thing because otherwise I could be here for hours and hours and I would bore you to tears. But I'll tell you this, I mean, I think for most of us in our lives, you know, we have things and people who guide us to make sure that we stay on the straight and narrow. When we're off a little bit, they kind of put us back in, and we have anchors that we can hang on to when things are a little tough and we need a little bit of a break. And for me, it all starts with my family. They are at the core of who I am and pretty much the reason for everything that I do in my life. And it's been that way since I was a kid, and pretty much has carried on through the present as I've had my own family. And then there's my Carlton Fields extended family. I have to tell you, I have, for nearly 30 years, worked with some of the finest men and women that I could even imagine. And there's no way I would be up at this podium thanking you for this without their incredible support and their loyalty. And these are amazing people. It's been a hell of a ride. Thanks, guys. And then, of course, there's my Stetson family, and I use that word advisedly because even as a young undergraduate in DeLand many, many years ago, it always felt like a family. I could never really explain it. It just felt that way. Martin Luther King said that a great education is one that merges knowledge and character. And if I were to be asked what it is that defines Stetson, I would use those words. Here, gaining knowledge is important, but that's only the first step. And it's not even as important as the second step, which is how do you use that knowledge? And from the first day I started in this institution, and ever since then, and I've been involved with Stetson for decades, the value has been inculcated in me and in everyone who has touched this institution that how you put that knowledge to use is what really matters. And what matters is that we all have a shared responsibility to leave this place just a little bit better than what it was when we got here. And that is what keeps me coming back, and that is what makes this so important to me. So thank you.
Our next inductee is Leslie Reisenstein, a 1976 graduate of the College of Law, and for her outstanding work is a lifetime member of the Stetson University College of Law Board of Overseers and past president of the Dana Foundation at the College of Law. She served as editor-in-chief of the Stetson Law Review and received one of the College of Law's highest honors at graduation, the Walter Mann Award. As an alumnus, she has been honored by the College of Law receiving the Paul M. May Meritorious Service Award for her outstanding service to the Stetson Alumni Association. Leslie served as an adjunct faculty member for over 20 years, teaching labor and employment law. Leslie is thrilled to have been practicing for 41 years and has had an incredible career as a lawyer, a trailblazer for women in the legal profession, and follows a family tradition in law. Her mother, her father were lawyers, as well as her mother-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and her husband. As you will discover in our film, Leslie has been doing extraordinary work and has been so active in our community, both during her time on our board of overseers, and she was so instrumental in the growth of the College of Law.
Leslie Reisenstein grew up in Chicago. She had a career as a model, appearing in 17 magazine. She followed in her brother Ron's footsteps and became valedictorian of her high school class. During her junior year of college at the University of Michigan, she met the love of her life, Richard. 4 weeks after they met, he asked her to marry him. In November 2017, they will celebrate 50 years of marriage. After Leslie graduated Phi Beta Kappa from Michigan in 1967, she joined her husband in his hometown of Tampa, Florida, where he practiced law. Leslie worked as a public school teacher while completing a master's in history at the University of South Florida. Law is truly the family business. Leslie's mother, Abranita Rayson, was second in her law school class. Leslie's father, Frank Rayson, who practiced law until age 94, was first in his law school class and editor-in-chief of the Law Review at the University of Illinois. Leslie's husband, son, brother, brother-in-law, and sister-in-law all became lawyers. Leslie's father-in-law, Mel Stein, president of Moss Brothers Department Stores, remarked towards the end of his life that he dreamed of being a lawyer and was most proud that his 2 sons, their wives, and grandson all accomplished his dream. A bequest from Leslie's grandmother made it possible for Leslie to attend law school. At Stetson, Leslie graduated cum laude, was editor-in-chief of the Law Review, and received the Walter Mann Award for the most outstanding law graduate. She says that her finest achievement was giving birth to son Michael after her 2nd year of law school. Leslie believes Stetson gave her the opportunity for a career and a life that she never would have had otherwise. After graduation, Leslie became Associate General Counsel of USF, where she taught as lecturer and instructor and became president of the Association of State University Systems Attorneys. Leslie left USF in 1980 to negotiate the first nationwide collective bargaining unit contract for GTE Florida. During her 24-year career at GTE, now Verizon Communications Corporation, she served in various positions in the legal department. Leslie was an adjunct faculty member at Stetson, where she taught labor and employment law for more than 20 years. She was a director at the Children's Home, chair of the City of Tampa Civil Service Board, National Vice Chair of the National Conference of Christians and Jews, and President of both the Florida and Hillsborough Associations for Women Lawyers. Leslie earned an MBA from the University of Tampa, awarded the most outstanding MBA graduate. Leslie became an international technology lawyer and negotiated contracts for GTE with companies in Mexico, Venezuela, Great Britain, Germany, Israel, India, Korea, and Japan. Retiring from Verizon in 2004, Leslie joined Special Data Processing Corporation as Senior Vice President for Human Resources and General Counsel, then Public Supermarkets as Special Projects Counsel. She opened her own firm in 2009, which acts as a technology counsel for Costco Wholesale Corporation. Leslie has received multiple awards, including Florida's Outstanding Young Woman of the Year, the Hillsborough Association for Women Lawyers Trailblazer Lifetime Achievement, Florida Association for Women Lawyers Leader in the Law, and Hillsborough Bar Association Outstanding Lawyer. She is past Vice Chair of the National Conference of Women's Bar Association, past President of the Industrial Relations Research Corporation, past Chair of the Hillsborough and the Florida Corporate Council Committees, President of the Davis Island Civic Association, and a member of the Athena Society. She has served as Director of Managed Mediation for the Hillsborough Bar Foundation. Leslie serves as a lifetime member of the Board of Overseers and served as President of the Dana Foundation at Stetson Law. She received the Paul M. May Meritorious Service Award for outstanding service to the Stetson Alumni Association. Leslie is thankful for her incredible career. She is still thrilled to be practicing law after 41 years. Leslie believes that you're successful if you have the opportunity to do something well that you love. Leslie Rayson Stein is now a member of the Stetson University College of Law Hall of Fame.
Congratulations. I'm deeply honored to be inducted into the Stetson Law School Hall of Fame with Lou Pratt's. Congratulations, you're so wonderful. I was delighted to hear all the things that you've done. I'd like to thank the president, the dean, the trustees, the board of overseers, and the faculty, alumni, and staff for this honor. Special thanks go to Michael Casey and to Brandy Palmer, who made this event possible. They were just wonderful to deal with, and I am so appreciative. When Michael Casey advised me that I could invite some family and friends to share this occasion, I thought of those who have played an important role in my career and in our lives, and I quickly realized that they were the same people. They had become our family by choice, because we're a small family. Richard, Michael, and I are appreciative of each and every one of you that are here today and the part that we play in each other's lives, and I'm so happy you could be with us. We could not have made better choices for our family. It's significant to me that this wonderful dinner is taking place in the Great Hall. It's associated with some of the most important events in my life. It's here where I had my orientation as a law student, learned that I was elected editor-in-chief of the Law Review, received the Walter Mann Award, and as you saw, I actually got it from Walter Mann. He was a wonderful man, and was introduced as a new overseer. While my association with Stetson began with my being a student, it's continued throughout my legal career. Shortly after I graduated, Dean Vaus invited me to be a guest lecturer and then to join the adjunct faculty, teaching labor and employment law. When I graduated from Stetson, labor and employment law meant traditional labor law, primarily collective bargaining, national labor relations, board charges, and responding and preventing strikes and walkouts. As Chief Labor Counsel for the Southeast for GTE, I was one of a small number of women lawyers in the country who practiced traditional labor law, as it was considered to be a man's job. And very often when I would go to collective bargaining, men would sit there and they'd put their guns on the table and then ask what I was going to do about it. So it was a really interesting experience. For over 20 years, I was able to provide Stetson students with the opportunity to learn labor and employment law from a broader perspective. I know, as you heard, I not only taught at Stetson, but served on the board of the Dana Foundation and as its president, and actively participated in the acquiring of the land and of the building of the Tampa campus. I currently serve as an emeritus member of the Board of Overseers. This honor is not mine alone. I share it with my parents, our son, and my husband. It took a village for me to climb the corporate ladder, and they were there helping me up whenever I needed it. Despite Michael spending some of his early months in a backpack or in a folding crib in the Stetson Law Review office, he's followed in the family business, and he's a corporate counsel, and we couldn't be prouder of him. And as I was afraid to tell my husband, there were days when Michael was in somebody's backpack and we didn't know where he was, because as people went to class, they would pass it on to somebody else, and I'd sit in the office and hope that the child would come back to me before I needed to go home. Richard and I are now in the practice of law, providing legal services on a part-time basis. Neither of us have committed an act of mayhem against each other. So far, so good. We especially are enjoying traveling, taking classes, doing pro bono work, and participating in bar and community activities. And as the dean told you, we'll be celebrating our 50th wedding anniversary next month. I would like to say that I couldn't have chosen a better partner to share my life. However, Richard asked me to marry him after knowing me for 4 weeks, so this was his decision. And it turned out to be a good one. Stetson has not only played an important role in my life, but in the life of countless others. It's here that we acquired the skills to become successful in a most honorable profession and made lifelong friends and colleagues. As you heard tonight, due to a bequest from my grandmother Elizabeth, 5 semesters of my law school tuition were funded. The 6th semester was funded by a grant from the Dana Foundation, which is why I was so happy to serve on the Dana Foundation years later. And it was in the form of a scholarship that I got as being editor-in-chief of the Law Review. Not all Stetson students are so lucky to have someone fund their dreams. I hope when you're making your charitable donations this year that you'll think of Stetson and of the many opportunities to fund student scholarships. I can assure you that you'll be making a wise investment for the future. I've been most fortunate as I've worked at jobs I loved, traveled the world representing my clients, managed litigation and legal and human resources departments, and provided opportunities and taught skills that enabled others to succeed while enjoying all of it with my family and friends, many of whom are here tonight. Thank you so much for honoring me. I'm really most appreciative. This is a wonderful thing for you to have done. I had to make a picture.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful.
Yeah.
Can you come over and take a picture?
Well, thank you again for being with us tonight. So how about one more round of applause for our two inductees? So before we finish, there are a number of people who helped make tonight possible. And they start with our Development and Alumni Relations staff. Kevin Hughes, our Assistant Dean for Development and Alumni Relations, Debbie Swink, Patricia Toops, Susan Lane, Mike Casey, and Tamika Jackson, who spent months putting this program together. Congratulations and thank you. Our great communications team, Lisa Delaberto, along with Brandy Palmer and Stan Arthur, who put the videos together tonight. And our Media Services Department, Dan Payne and Damon Johnson in the back. And a special thank you to all of you. We certainly can't celebrate the lives and the successes and the dedication of our two inductees without all of you. So thank you so much for being such a big part of the Stetson University College of Law. Thank you for joining us, and have a great evening.